All right. So there we go. I think we got some of our sound stuff figured out. Don't know what happened there. Sorry about that.
No clue.
Joker's trick.
I don't want to be the guy who says live TV, but yeah, that's where we are. All right, so let's go back through where we were.
Let's start over.
Yes.
So the first string I'd like to talk about is his forward 2. And I think this is one of his 2 key moves that you're going to kind of revolve your normal game around.
Sure.
So it's a high, but it's pretty quick.
It's
and
got
the
great
range
reach.
is awesome. And you can easily hit confirm it into a special move.
Okay. Into the beatdown.
Or on counter hit, you get a crushing blow, which leads to a combo opportunity. So I think that is definitely, from like the mid-range, his bread and butter move.
Okay.
The other one is his really good mid, and that is forward 1. And
Where it
he
kind
actually
of throws money at you.
It's burning cards, I think.
Oh, I thought it was like cash, because like that would be something Nick would do, is just throw money at you.
Oh, I think you're right. That's money. That makes it even cooler. I never knew that.
Because he has no need for that.
No.
He doesn't care about material possessions.
You could just burn all the money.
So this is a mid. It ends in a low. It's relatively safe. It has pushback. And you can... This special move is an overhead. So,
Bird Boy beatdown?
yeah, a high-risk mix-up would be you go into the overhead. And then when you've conditioned them, you can go into the low.
So this is the first. If you are a tournament player, this is the first tournament variation.
Yes.
What would you, if you were to give this whole version of Joker a name? What kind of version is this?
A little bit of zoning, and then a lot of mix-ups.
Okay.
And yeah, this is a really fast mid. I think it's an awesome, like, why would you not do this move if you're up close move? You
Got
really
it.
can't go wrong.
What
one.
do you used to call those?
Why not?
Why not?
The why nots.
Yep.
His jab strength, I think, is really good. He has a couple of options from it. Like, he can actually get a combo.
Bunk, bunk, bunk. Bam!
He can go into an overhead. Or he can go into this ender that keeps him standing. And this is awesome to me because it looks exactly like his throw.
Oh, so it's kind of tricky. A little
Yeah.
tricky there, eh?
Strike throw mix-ups are like
Uh-oh.
one of the key mix-ups in MK11, and I think he really excels at it.
Yes, and he's got the puppet, which is my favorite thing. But
Yes.
we're not getting into that yet.
And one more move is his back 3, which is a low. He can hit confirm into stuff. It's unsafe, but it can also complement his overhead. He can hit confirm it if he wants to stay safe. It's not like the best low in the game, but it gets the job done. I think it's pretty good.
And I love the flare there at the
Yeah,
end.
oh,
He does
yeah.
a nice little spin.
Yes,
We are still having sound issues.
We're fine.
Okay.
I think my favorite is probably his down 4, just because of that. Ta-da! He's so happy, and his hop
That's what we're
attack.
talking about too. Like that's the showmanship,
Yes.
the layout there.
So let's get into his special moves. He has 3 in his default loadouts that he'll always have.
Let's come back to us real quick. We're gonna chat, and we're just gonna turn it up a little bit. The fans in the chat are asking us for a little more up on the,
Okay.
a couple up on the sound. Sorry about the sound today, everybody. We tested it all out, and now it's just kind of going through our board oddly. So we're just trying to get it all fixed
Do you
right
think
now.
this is good?
Maybe one more. In
Maybe
each of
one
those.
more. Yeah.
So we're gonna do the best we can for you today. But you'll have Joker in your hands very soon, which is exciting.
How
So,
soon is it, Tyler?
Very soon.
All right. But I mean, everybody can hear me fine, right? That's the important thing.
That's the thing.
You can hear me.
That's the thing I always worry about is we're able to hear you.
Yeah, I don't think that's a concern.
No, I think we're fine.
Probably is.
I don't think Derek's being too quiet has ever...
Ever
Never
really
been
been
said.
a problem.
Never been said.
All right, let's go real quickly through the special moves.
Okay.
Let's try this again.
So
Get some feedback.
First is Batsy Poo, where he pulls out his Batman puppet and the gun shoots.
Might be one of the best.
It's...
This is just.
This is one of the things where the designer shows you early. You see the concept art and all that, and you're like,
Okay.
"This
Let's
might,
see how this works.
Like, yeah, this is.
It's
How
also,
did I get this job? This is amazing.
It's also one of those things that when you see a trailer and you see how all the fans react and the
Yeah.
players react, and they pick out that one thing and they're like, the bat gun is incredible.
So he has a couple things he can do besides just shoot it. He can actually hold it, and he'll do his impression and talk to Batman.
Well, yeah, because he's crazy. He's got to
Yes.
talk to Batman.
Then you can release it at any time. Or he can amplify it. He shoves this rocket in his mouth, and then he actually gets a pop-up, and he can do a combo.
Betty Pew. Love him.
I love it. He also has multiple things he can say, which is super fun.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different lines. of
I
dialogue.
like I am the knight.
Yeah. I am the nut.
So then he has Bird Boy Beatdown. He runs forward. It's an overhead. The meter burn is super cool. So this has a crushing blow. If he has done the amplified one 3 times, it'll be loaded. I gotta do one more.
Okay.
Now it's loaded. And the next time you do it, you will get big, beefy damage without having to amplify it.
Oh. Right on the side of the head. That's nice.
So while normally he doesn't really have big combo launchers with his special moves, that'll allow him to do like pretty much combo damage anyway.
Right.
Then lastly, he has this Jack in the Box. You can hold it as long as you want and then release it. And I think this is best used in your block strings.
Okay, explain.
So you can do release it, and this is usually safe, if not like +1, just literally neutral.
And it's pushing him back a little bit.
Yes, that's a very good point. He can also amplify it. I think if it crouch blocks, it's actually plus. It's pretty much, if you do a string, you see they block it, you don't want to do Bird Boy Beatdown, you can do this. And you can do different things, like you could do just this really quickly, you can do the full string, you can amplify it,
You
all
can hold it
different
for a
ways.
second.
Yeah, hold it for a long time. You basically mix it up, and the opponent has to guess if they're going to interrupt, if they're going to block, is it going to be punishable, or one of the more neutral ones because you're crouch blocking. It's basically just a setup, mix-up tool to do when the opponent blocks your stuff. And
Sure.
there'll also be stuff where like,
Just to keep you safe.
yes,
basically
or
it.
you can do stuff where like you knock them down, and as long as you don't think they're going to wake up, you go into the, and then you can bait out their wake-up attacks, all that kind of good stuff.
I feel as if it's necessary to do the sounds every time he does it.
Yes. It also, the most important thing is he plays the song.
Yes, it is.
Who cares about plus frames when you have that song?
Right.
It's great. It's great.
So-
Cool. What else we got?
Let's go into his
Ta-da!
throws.
All right. Tyler, always a huge fan of the throws.
Throws, whenever we have a new character that the designers are making, I always go, and throws
Same.
get put in
Are the
kind
throws
of,
in?
but the throws get kind of put in later sometimes.
Yes.
So I'm always sad because it's like the throws aren't in yet. And
Right.
The character can look amazing. I'm like, oh, but no throws. Okay, I'll be back
No
later.
throws, Yep. All right.
So his forward throw has a crushing blow, but it actually has an interesting crushing blow requirement. It's not the usual one. And it's tied to his fatal blow. So let's go straight to that.
Oh, before we go there too, let's talk about that. Front and back crushing blows from throws.
Yes.
Only do one a game now.
Yes, only one a game. So
Forgot to mention that.
That's a pretty big balance change for characters that had both those.
Right.
I think there's still some of the best crushing blows to have,
Sure.
but for like Sindel, Baraka, that's pretty big.
Kano?
Yep.
So his fatal blow is he pulls out the Jack in the Box and comes out.
Bang.
He can also hold it, and he can actually cancel it, similar to Johnny Cage. And that allows him to actually,
Put on the pressures.
exactly, or he can actually get combos.
Nice.
So this is tied to his throw.
Oh.
That will trigger if the fatal blow is on cooldown. So what you can do is unblock,
Oh, yeah.
exactly, cancel, and then you have an awesome strike throw wrestling game.
That's cool.
You're either going to get a strike into big damage, or the crushing blow.
So you could literally be full screen on somebody, just cancel it, and then like walk them down for 8 seconds.
That would be a very long walk, but yes.
Or like, you know, in a way that's not like, just if you do it like even 5 feet away from them, like boom, boom,
Yes.
just do it. And now you have that mind game with it.
Exactly. Like you could do. And then.
Are you going to finish a combo? Are you going to go in for a throw?
Exactly.
Yes.
So that just makes his throw game all the more better when he's on cooldown.
Yep. That's an ingenious use of crushing blow. I love
Yeah,
that.
when I saw that requirement first, I'm like, I don't get it. What are we going for? And then it's, oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. That's actually really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go into variation 1 moves. So these are the variation moves. And this one is based on Batsy Poo. So the first thing is he can actually cancel Batsy Poo. Unlike a lot of cancels, this one actually doesn't cost stamina. And I don't think this one's about block pressure as much as it is faking you out with zoning.
Right.
Because you can hold it, amplify it, or actually just throw
Throw
it
it
down.
away. Yeah.
The second thing he gets is a parry.
You know I love parries.
Oh yeah. So regular, he slaps you in the face with it. And if you amplify it,
Gonna
he
pop
gets a
up.
pop up.
Right into the cane.
And then lastly, this is awesome. He puts it on the ground. If you amplify it, he gets 4 shots. And this is a pretty awesome zoning tool. It's a low, which you can also use in mix-ups.
Right.
It's a big pushback tool, and it's actually a pretty big chunk of damage.
It's also 4 shots, so like reflex don't have a.
That's a
good deal
great
with it.
point. Yeah. You can see it's pretty good damage. Now, if they jump it, you are in a lot of trouble. He's going to have a bad day.
Well, like you're literally kneeling down to put it down
Yeah,
and set it
you
up.
can like walk behind him, go into your idle animation, get out of it, and then combo him. Like
Yeah.
he's probably going to get sent to Arkham if you jump it.
Sure.
But then that would obviously set up like a lot of his great uppercut. Yeah, I didn't show that. It's awesome. And it can just keep the opponent away if you just want to use his mid-range footsie stuff. So I think that's variation 1, which, as I said a while ago, a little bit of zoning, and then it actually helps with his mix-ups too, because it's a low, and he has the parry, and all that good stuff.
When he's also in the amplified Batsy Pew, he's probably low profiling stuff too, right? So you can't
Oh,
like,
that's a great point.
you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
he's down there on the ground, so you can't hit him with projectiles. You'll probably have to teleport or something like that to get to him.
That's actually a great point, and yeah, so that really helps with the damage. So if he's in a projectile war, and it's someone with a high projectile, like they're gonna lose like 20% if he's right on the low
But
bat.
doing that against a teleporter is just you're dead.
Right.
Yeah.
Like this variation, probably not the best against like Scorpion.
Sure.
Yeah.
So let's go to variation 2, which is the interesting, I would say the setup character, the weirdos variation.
This is how my Joker will dress.
Oh, this costume.
He is ready for the ball.
And you know what my favorite part is, oddly, and this is very minute, it's the white around the cane.
Yes.
It just
same-
adds a level of class to it.
Yes.
So tell us, because we call this one Classic Clown.
Yes.
How would you talk about this variation?
I would say this is your weird setup one. If you like plus frames and weird, oh, I knock them down in the corner and then I do this setup, I think this is going to be the one you like.
Okay.
Probably if you played like the Injustice Joker, like, or if you're like a creative player and you're like, yeah, show me the setups, I think this is going to be the one.
Okay.
So in this variation, he gains 2 new moves, and they're Jack in the Box based. The first is he puts the Jack in the Box on the ground and it shoots up in the air. And this is an anti-air tool. So he predicts you're going to jump, puts it down, then he's going to get combos. Now, it does not have a hitbox on the way down, but if you amplify it, it does. And now it becomes a space control tool. So you can put it out. The opponent's going to have to move out of the way or block,
Right.
and that's going to allow you to get the gun out, go in with forward 2, go in with forward 1.
Also, like, it's very tricky because if you don't notice the flash, they look
Yes.
the same.
Yeah, the difference is he actually has a light on the head as it's coming down, but it's very subtle.
Right. So you really have to pay attention.
It also has a close, medium, and far,
Directable.
and you actually have a pretty tight pop-up window if you do it up close. The second move he gets is he kicks the Jack in the Box on the ground, and I think this is going to be your setup tool because it is actually big time advantage on block.
Yeah.
Like, now these are very easy to interrupt, but if you condition the opponent with all your different stuff, they're going to want to block, and that's going to set up doing the low one. And on hit, it pops up for a combo.
Does it?
It does if
I
you're
don't know.
not
I don't
really
know.
bad. Now, that move is too slow to combo off like his normals and stuff, but for setups, it's going to be awesome. Like
Gotcha.
you can put that on the ground and bait a wake-up attack, or you can do it in block strings. It's going to have like a lot of uses. And it's also just super fun to use.
You can, I mean, you can bait out wake up attacks too with it because like they'll armor through it, but you're gonna lose
Exactly.
some meter that way. So there's definitely like the mind games with how we react on knockdown too as an opponent.
I
So,
think the creative players are really going to like this
Yep.
one. And lastly, we have the variation that I use. And one thing I think is cool about them is you can see these are all quite different. Like, I think his normal attacks are like pretty straightforward and
Right.
simple to use. The special moves are where he really gets unique.
This is the one you said earlier that I would enjoy.
Yes, this is the one I play. This is the one where this is the opposite of the last one. You're like, I don't care. I don't even know what plus frames are, and I'm not playing the tutorial. I want to do combos.
Right.
YOLO Joker.
And this outfit,
Awesome.
the feathers are so awesome. So this one, he loses Bird Boy Beatdown, which means he loses his overhead, but he gains bigger range, and if you amplify it, big combos. So now he hit confirms this, and he's gonna get pretty beefy damage.
That is, yeah, that's good. 32, 2 bars.
It also has a Fatal Blow. If this is a counter hit at max range,
Bam. I love the brass knuckles.
yes,
on
I
the-
love
the
that it has
boxing
a brass
gloves.
knuckles.
It's just like you got to think about when he's inventing those. That it's like they're padded gloves, but no, let's just make the gloves metal then.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
But he's the
That's-
Joker, and
that's crazy.
he's an absolute psychopath. So
Awesome.
Yeah, and I think this complements everything. This complements his parry if you want to make your own loadout. It complements his Fatal Blow if he cancels it. This definitely gives him pretty big damage. Like in the corner, he can actually amplify it twice, and you can end in like corner combos and stuff. Like I've seen
corner comms, right?
Order comes.
off his Fatal Blow cancel, I saw literally a 50% combo. It was awesome.
Really?
Yeah. So the other
I
thing
was
he
gonna
gets,
say, what else does he get? What else?
he gets. This is really fun. This gas canister.
Harkening back to his victory and justice.
Yes.
That's right. I didn't
Correct.
even think of that. What was that?
That was him shaking the can because he was in front of the camera. Remember?
Okay, yeah. So you can actually hold this down. This is as fast as it can be. Or you can hold it. And at any time you can amplify it and it'll actually pop them up. So the idea would be you like knock them down, do it. They try to jump over it and the pillar of flume goes up and it'll anti-air them. So if they jump, you let it rip.
Nope.
Whoop.
That was not good.
You know what? It's the theme of the day.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I feel like Joker's sabotaging us.
Hey, it's
Yeah.
all good.
Joker
Okay.
has definitely sabotaged portions of the stream today.
Or you let it go, and then if they don't immediately step in it, it now does dot damage.
Well, and
So-
also, just real quick to point out, like, can you get closer to Johnny? Like right about here. Like, you can see how much that flame goes out. So you don't
Yes.
actually have to be right next to him.
Right,
It
it's a
actually kind
really
of
big
advances on its own, too. Because it's liquid, and that's what liquid does.
Scientists. So this is a good thing for like maybe there's some cool stuff you can do in the corner and things
Yep.
like that.
Yeah, and I think the amplified one is great. Like so many times I'll fight people and they try to jump and then they're always like, "Oh my god, that still hit me."
Right.
I've never played against a jumpy opponent. Never once.
Wow.
Well,
Those are lies. I'm lying.
I would say that is Joker. I think like I said, I think he can be very straightforward.